Hey, what's up, everybody?
What's up?
Daniel and Rachel here. Welcome back to another episode of Noah's
Sorry.
Window. We're so glad that you guys are joining us and so glad to be a part of it. Over the last few episodes, Rachel and I have been sharing some of the verses and scriptures that have meant a lot to us in our faith journey, but also in ministry, in our family, in our marriage, and for a lot of different reasons. So we've shared a lot of great verses that meant a lot to us. And today we wanted to share one that is probably super well known, but it's a great something I need to be reminded of. In fact, I thought about this verse in a new way that I hadn't really thought about before, just recently over the last couple weeks. And so, anyways, the verse is Psalms 46:10. Maybe you know it well. It says, "Be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the nations. I will be exalted in the earth." It's that first half of the verse that we focus on all the time. Be still and know that I am God. Now, the context around this verse really this was a song. Psalm 46:10 was really kind of written to sort of celebrate God's victory that he had given his people over their enemy. And it was also maybe kind of sort of written as a warning to the nations around them, like that God is sovereign and he is in control. And I think it was meant to be an encouragement that the presence of the Lord is with his people and the difference that makes in your life when you trust him, especially when things are changing or they're difficult. So anyways, I feel like this is a verse that we quote a lot and we think about a lot. But there's a few things in here that I think are really important to talk about. And that is be still. The Hebrew word for that, I can't remember the actual Hebrew word, but really the definition means to take your hands off, right? Just take your hands off and relax, which basically means don't panic and trust God, right? Which is something I need to be reminded of all the time because I like to have control and I like to control the outcome of things. But sometimes we just need to take our hands off. And in fact, Mark read this verse at our ordination, and he's said the same thing. And I think that was such a great reminder. I think there's a time when you need to take your hands off and just let God do what he needs to do. And then there's a time you need to act and actually do what he's called you to do. But I think it's a good reminder to take your hands off. The area of my life where I know this is maybe I should have thought of this already, but is with my kids. I realized recently I am very controlling when it comes to my kids. And sometimes I worry more about how they're behaving than who they're becoming. And sometimes I just need to take my hands off and just Rachel's so good at that. Just trust to let them be kids and trust that as long as I love them and I pour into them and I share the word of God with them, God's gonna work in their life. I can't necessarily control how they behave. I can't control I can't do that. I gotta take my hands off. I gotta be still. Be still. So anyways, that's an area of my life where I am learning a whole lot. Rachel's really good at it.
Yeah.
You are. Yeah. I mean, how many times you're babe, calm down. You know what I mean? You should just start saying, hey, take your hands off. Just take your hands off and relax a little bit.
Good. I'm going to do that.
Yeah. Do you have any thoughts on that specifically? Where do you feel like you need to relax more?
You put me on the spot.
I know. I'm sorry. Okay. Anyways, you can think about it. But if you go on the verse, one of the things I love about this verse is it says, "Be still and know." And actually, I've always kind of wrestled with what that means. But if you look at the Hebrew word, this is so cool. I think this is so cool. The Hebrew word for know is actually yada. I think I'm saying that right. Y-A-D-A, yada, which to me sounds like ta-da. But the definition of that is to ascertain by seeing. In other words, so if you break that down, this verse says, take your hands off and relax, and you will ascertain by seeing that I am God. In other words, take your hands off, be still, and I will show you that I am God. I think that's, what he was trying to prove to his people, which is, ta-da, you will see that God is who he says he is. When you take your hands off and relax, you will see, he will show you that he is the sovereign God and in control of your life and is navigating, that his presence is with you. I just think that's such a cool detail to this verse. And so when I learned that, it meant a whole lot more to me.
I did think of something.
Yeah.
I was just thinking too, you hear rest in him, rest on him, or just, so you're not like worried about something. You're just like, just rest in him. He'll take care of it. Instead of, I think that kind of is similar, but sorry, it just came to my mind.
Yeah.
But
you're saying be still, like take your hands off, just like rest more.
Like, I don't know, like, for example, like when I was taking my nursing test, like back in the day, and I did not pass it right away, but
it took her 3 times.
It took me,
and it cost like $200 every time.
And I'm just not good at state testing, and I think just had test anxiety, and all that stuff. But the whole time it was just like, you need to just rest in me, like you need to just let me
be still.
Like, obviously I did my part and studied, and really it was test strategy. That's what I studied, and then I passed it. But, it was just him just telling me to just rest in me and, be still, and I'll take care of it. And he did. I mean, I eventually passed it, obviously, and I'm a nurse. But, but that whole time it was challenging. But I just remember that so clear, like, that he was just like, you need to just rest in me and just be still, because I'm going to take care of you.
Take your hands off. That's
take
so
my
cool.
hands off.
I don't know if you remember this, but we were actually with a couple friend of ours. So she had taken the test, the NCLEX test. She used to work in an ICU. She doesn't work as a nurse anymore, but she maintains her license.
Still a nurse.
Anyways, so before she became a nurse, you have to take this big important test, and you have to pay. I think it was like $200 or something. Yeah. Every time you take it.
It's a process.
So she'd taken it two times, and we didn't have a whole lot of money at the time. So she felt really guilty about it. She was like, "Man, I studied, and we lost money, and in order to become a nurse, I have to pay again and take this test again." But it wasn't until that third time where she definitely got into the attitude of like, okay, I'm just going to rest in him. I'm going to take my hands off. I've done everything I can do. We'll figure it out, and God will take care of us. And we were with another couple. We were with a couple friend of ours. Remember Tom and Debbie? Tom and Debbie, yeah. Mm-hmm. And we were
Wisconsin.
In Wisconsin,
it was pre-Kansas.
Sorry. And so we were there, and we were telling them, I think we were even telling them, like, the struggles that we had and just how she felt. And I remember we looked it up, and she saw that she had passed, and it was so cool because they got to celebrate with us. We were like, yeah, instead of just me and her in our apartment. Like,
I'm pretty sure I cried.
Yeah, too. It was so cool. But I forgot about that. I mean, that's such a good example of like, hey, when you take your hands off, God will show you that He is God. And even in a small thing like that, and I know this is written for God's people, but that I think there's a principle there that we can apply to our lives.
Yeah.
Hey, take your hands off, and God will show you. Like, you will see that He is God. And remember that He is sovereign in the details of your life. So, anyways, we love that verse. It means a lot to us. Yada, ta-da. I just think that's cool. Take your hands off, relax, and know that He's God, because He loves you, and you're awesome. So, anyways, hope that was an encouragement to you guys today. I'm going to pray for us, and then we'll let you go. Thanks for watching. Father God, thank you so much for being such an awesome God. Thank you that we have reminders like this in your word, where we can be reminded that not only are you sovereign, but that you're with us, and that we have your presence in our lives. God, help us to just take our hands off, to rest in you, to be still, so that we can realize and see, and that you can show us and remind us that you are God, and that you are in control, and that we don't have to worry, and we don't have to be consumed by the things that bother us, because we have you in our lives. So just thank you for that truth. Help us to live that out every single day. We love you so much. It's in Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you next time.
Bye.